afternoon, everyone. I am GoLocal Live contributor Chelsea Gay here in the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. I hope everyone is staying warm on this chilly Thursday. We're here this Thursday to talk about all things cool in Rhode Island. And my first guest here with me today is Erica DeMana from Burn Boot Camp. Hi, Erica. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I know it's one of those days where everyone wants to hibernate, so we're here to get the blood pumping and talk about fitness, right?
Absolutely.
And try to get people out of their little burrows for winter, I suppose.
Totally.
So, Erica, Burn Boot Camp is opening this weekend.
Yes, finally. So our first full day of camps is going to be on Monday the 22nd.
Okay.
Sunday is actually going to be an orientation day for us. So what that means is it's kind of like an open house. You can just come in, check out the space, meet the trainers, meet our staff. You'll hear from headquarters. You'll be able to win some awesome raffle prizes. We have one prize that's going to be actually 6 months free. So it's definitely awesome to come and check that out. The only way you can win is if you come.
Great. And so I'm sure we've got a lot of Rhode Islanders watching who are familiar with Route 2. And that's where you guys are opening up on Bald Hill Road in the plaza across from Target, which is so Rhode Island to say because we know exactly where it is. And so tell everybody a little bit about the concept of Burn Boot Camp and, you know, what the classes are like, etc.
Absolutely. So Burn Boot Camp is a women's focused facility. We do offer some co-ed camps. They'll be in the evenings and on weekends, but mostly for women. So our camps are 45 minutes long. So it's kind of like nice to hear that 45 minutes, you know, less than an hour. You feel like you can totally do a 45-minute workout. And they change every single day. So our protocol comes out on Sundays. We're open Monday through Saturday. And then on Sundays, you'll kind of get a sneak peek at what is in store for the week ahead. So everything changes. It's, you know, our protocol ranges from body weight conditioning to core days, upper body, lower body. It's pretty much a mix of everything. And the camp for that day is going to remain the same. So it'll be the same camp from like 5:30 in the morning until 5:30 in the evening, and then the next day it'll be something completely different.
Okay, so I saw something about 700 calories burned per class. Is that like the average, or?
You know, it's tough to actually like gauge that because everybody is so different when you know, you have different body types, different heights and weights, so it's going to vary depending on the person. But it's definitely, you know, a calorie torching workout.
All right, so we're in for a real workout when we go and check it out. So is there sort of, it's for beginners, it's for intermediate level, it's for advanced,
totally,
very fit people? How does it work?
So one of the things that we really preach is that we can modify to any fitness level. So we've had women come in who are 37 weeks pregnant. We've had people who haven't worked out in years. We have elite athletes. So no matter where you are in your fitness journey, we can either take it down or bump it up for you, depending on where you're at. And
so tell me a little bit about the community aspect of Burn, because I saw that, you know, it's really more of just a fitness class. You guys kind of view yourselves as a community-based fitness program. So talk about that a little bit and how, like, the support system that Burn provides.
Yeah, absolutely. So Burn is an environment that's very inclusive. We want everybody to come in feeling welcome. It's non-judgmental. We want everybody there to feel like it's family. So when you're coming in, you know, it's another accountability factor as well. Like, you're making your friends there, and people are going to be checking in with you, making sure that you're coming into camps, and if they don't see you, they're going to be reaching out saying, hey, where were you today? So we really want it to be you know, that kind of environment where people want to come, and it's more than just a workout. It's actually a community of people coming together to get fit.
So each class is called a camp?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
So it's not a class, it's a camp.
It's
so you're really in for quite an experience.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about what makes it different than, say, I mean, I know we've got like Orange Theory, we've got like Leanify, there's a lot of different classes that you can go to in Rhode Island, and what makes Burn different and more special than, say, you know, some of the competition that's out there?
So some of the things that we offer, unlimited 45-minute camps. So your membership, you can come to as many camps per week as you want. There's no wait list, so you never have to sign up for a camp ahead of time. We are always open for people to come in. We're never going to be full or turn you away, so there's no extra fees or anything associated with that. We also offer complimentary child watch. So for those moms out there who have a hard time trying to make it to the gym during the week, we have a whole separate space for children. We have some workers there that'll be able to do some activities with them. We can have child watch for ages 12 weeks to 12 years old. So it's a pretty wide variety.
Awesome.
We also offer complimentary one-on-one focus meetings. So what that means is you can come in, have a 15-minute session with me or any of our support trainers. And it's basically a time where I get to know you, get to know your goals. We talk a little bit about nutrition, and that's really what's going to maximize your results.
Okay. And so this is the first Burn Boot Camp in Rhode Island, but it is part of a larger organization.
Yep.
And so if you are someone that travels a lot, you can utilize other camps as well as you travel, or how does that work?
Yeah, so another big benefit to our membership, it's a universal membership. So we are in 35 states right now. We will be the 36th state. So if you're traveling and you see a Burn Boot Camp, you can use your membership at any location, and you can expect the same exact kind of camp.
And so you're someone that's obviously very active and has been very active for a long time, I would say. And so what brought you to Burn Boot Camp? Why did you choose here to kind of settle your roots and train at?
Yeah, so I actually lived in Charlotte for 3 years, and that's where I started going to Burn Boot Camp. I was a member down there. And when I saw how it kicked my own butt, I knew that it was something that I needed in my life. I just felt something different the minute that I walked into that gym. And I was so excited when I heard that they were coming up to Rhode Island, and I knew I needed to be a part of it.
Awesome. And so can you give us kind of a sneak peek of like a sample type of class? Like what are you doing? What's in that 45 minutes?
Yeah, so we don't use any machines. Anything that we have is either going to be body weight focused. We use dumbbells, kettlebells, battle ropes, all functional fitness equipment. We also really focus on high intensity interval training and burst training. So you can expect a lot of different stations, a lot of different timed stations. So you're going through for circuit training.
Yep.
It's definitely a lot of upper body, lower body, just everything all in one. It's kind of a mix of everything.
Awesome. And so can you tell us a little bit about membership and how that works, like the kind of cost associated, and give us a little walkthrough of the membership process?
Yeah, so like I said, right now we're actually offering our first 30 days for free. So if you sign up at burnbootcamp.com/Warwick, you can actually sign up right now and attend our first month for absolutely free. So that's good up until Sunday, and then after that we'll be offering 30 days for $30. So once we're in that first month, we'll be announcing our membership pricing. We're still kind of in that market research phase right now, but it will be comparable to what's in the area.
And so for those viewers who might be a little tentative about starting a new program, who aren't familiar, maybe they don't feel like they're totally in the right shape, what do you say to them to kind of get them out to Burn, to take a class, and to see what it's like?
Yeah, I say that we all start somewhere, and the only way you're going to get to your goals is to start. And like I said before, we can modify to any fitness level. So I really encourage anybody that feels as though it's a little intimidating to really just come try us out for our first month, see what we're all about, and then, take it from there.
Yeah, it's an important time of year to get fit,
Absolutely.
as we all don't want to, but we're prepping for a big eating season. So it's definitely important to get out there and start moving. So Erica, thank you so much for joining us today from Burn Boot Camp. And we hope everybody checks you guys out on Sunday.
Yes.
Hopefully someone wins 6 months of free classes, and we will have to check it out. I'll check it out, I guess. I'll let you guys know how it went. I might die. But thanks so much for being with us today. And everybody stay tuned. We've got a great guest coming up in just a few minutes. betcha. Hi guys, welcome back. My second guest today is Natalie Thompson from the Peyton Company. Natalie, thank you for joining me with your beautiful pink hair.
Oh, you're so incredibly welcome. I'm very excited to be here today.
Awesome.
This is so very cool, and before such an amazing event coming this weekend, perfect timing.
Yeah, so we're here to talk a little bit about organic beauty products.
Yes.
And I'm really excited about that because I'm always looking to learn more about what I can do as a woman for my skin and my hair.
I'll
and
take
so
care of you.
Great. So give us a little bit on your background, how you got started
Sure.
in organic beauty and how the Peyton Company came to be.
Right, okay. So I founded this company 3 years ago. My son, his name is Peyton. He was a beautiful surprise, and I realized that, big surprise, that we weren't able to have him in daycare 50 hours a week. So I decided I was going to stay home with him. I made some lifestyle adjustments, and about a month after he was born, he developed some skin issues. He was suffering from eczema, psoriasis, things like that. And it felt counterintuitive to cover his little body with chemicals. I just couldn't do it. So I used all this knowledge I've been working on gathering for years and years and years, and made some products that really help heal his skin issues. And it dawned on me, this is what I need to be doing. It'll allow me to, maybe, hopefully, contribute to my family, because we did have some income changes naturally.
Yes.
Big changes are made. So it just started with one product, which was a body butter type product. And I thought, let's do some farmers markets, let's do here and there.
Of course.
And it just started blowing up. We ended up in little boutiques all over the country. And fast forward to June, we opened our flagship location in Warren, Rhode Island, which has been awesome.
Yeah, and a really, really cute area of Warren.
Oh,
the
it's so cute.
Child Street area.
Yeah, I just love Warren.
Yes,
Warren's my heart.
And so how many products do we have now? I know you were going to bring me some. Obviously, you're a busy woman.
Oh, yes.
Let's walk through your invisible product.
So our invisible product line, we cover a lot of skincare, which is my absolute passion. That's what I can talk about for hours and hours. Be ready. We have tons of body care, like body butter, scrubs, bath soaks. Now, this is so exciting, guys. We're really getting into CBD, which has been such a huge hit. We have it actually in our store for sale, as well as formulated with products now. So that is also where my passion lies. It's been really amazing to see so many people find relief from so many different things and in such a natural way. So back to my favorite, though, where my heart lies, is skincare. So in total, we have about, I'm going to say 65 products. In its entirety, which it just keeps growing and growing and growing. I can't stop, and I won't stop. I love it.
That's good. And where can you find your products now?
Yes, so our products are available, of course, in store, which is at 7 Child Street in Warren, Rhode Island. They're also available on thepeytonco.com. We have them available in boutiques in Florida,
Interesting.
New Orleans, California. I'm sure I'm forgetting a bunch of different places, and several little local spots here.
Okay.
So we've just been doing our
That's
thing.
amazing.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about the storefront and kind of what the experience is when you go and visit the Peyton Company.
Sure. Okay, so our store, we decided this space, it's beautiful on the corner of Child and Main. Such high visibility, and I fell in love with the front door. Actually, it's really old. It was really tall and heavy, and I saw, oh my gosh, if this door were my signature Peyton color, which is a nice aqua teal, my heart was sold on.
I'm sure it is now.
Yeah, it totally is. Oh yeah, I refaced the whole front of the building,
of
and I was like, oh no, give me a paintbrush. So anyhow, you approach and you just see it's like a beacon of light. Our front windows are always lit. I really take pride in our window displays. That's my favorite thing to do. And when you come inside, you are greeted by a really chic, but shabby chic, comfortable, rustic, beachy babe kind of vibe. It's just us,
Yeah.
It fits us so much. We really enjoy creating the experience for our guests that come in. It's not just coming in and going shopping. You're learning about things. You are experimenting, you're exploring, and also it turns out our store location has become a hub, like a lifestyle community hub for people seeking out wellness, organic ingredients, friendships are made there, healing has happened there. It's just a really great place.
Well, actually, our next guest is someone that you met through the store.
Right,
so
exactly.
how cool is that?
It
every connection can be made through something like that.
It really, really can.
Yeah.
You know, so it's fostered so many incredible relationships with other people in the community, other businesses. I'm blessed. I'm so happy. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the importance of kind of what you're putting on your skin, because I know that's something that is discussed a lot nowadays. It's become sort of almost trendy. I don't want to say trendy, but
no, it is.
Organic skincare is trendy. And why is that important?
So I'm so grateful that it's trendy at this point. Like that, it really
yes.
is. You know, and with that benefit though, there's a raised level of awareness. People, you know, a while back started getting concerned what they were ingesting, what they were eating, what they were drinking, where things are sourced from, especially ethical processes. You know, is this made from child slaves, or is this, you know, harvested and completely rapes the rainforest with like everything possible?
Yeah.
You know, so fast forward a little bit of time. Well, whatever you put on your skin is rapidly absorbed into your bloodstream without filtering. So that's so important because all these wonderful smelling, you know, products that we grew up using from certain large chain stores that we're all familiar with and, you know, we did love, it's straight toxic. You know, and there's an issue right now with people developing more and more allergies to things, digestive issues. I mean, the list goes on and on. And a huge contributing factor is what we eat and what we put on our skin. You know, so it's very important that you know, the ingredients are organic, especially anything to do with citrus. You know, that's really important as well.
Yeah. So I know that obviously you guys have a robust skincare line and body care line. What do you recommend for people that want to get into something like organic makeup? I mean, what are you, do you carry makeup, or is it, do you have recommendations for people of what kind of makeup they should be looking at?
I love that question. Okay, so as far as makeup, glad you asked. That's something that we've been tinkering with for quite some time in the lab. We do intend on launching a makeup line, God willing, by the holidays. If not, I can recommend so many fabulous brands out there that, you know, really do use ethical practices. You know, there's another thing too. There's so many products that use animal product in them. And that's another big issue. So, you know, we're going in that whole entire vegan direction. So we are looking for products, especially particularly makeup. You don't want to see anything ending in the word paraben. That is a cancer-causing, you know, preservative that's so widely used. Yeah. You know, that's a major irritant. Also, synthetic fragrance. Avoid that at all costs. You know, so if something smells like cherry blossom, that's, you know, vanilla cherry blossom.
It's not a cherry blossom in there.
Right, no, there really definitely isn't. You know, anything but a cherry blossom is in there. So, you know, when you're looking, typically avoid things like synthetic fragrance, anything ending in paraben. Talc is really not that awesome either, especially if you're inhaling it while you're powdering your face. So those are some of the things that you should watch out for.
Absolutely. And so you guys are, you know, kind of ingrained in the community over in Warren, and there's an event coming up this weekend that you're a part of.
There is.
Yeah, so tell us a little about what's going on in the area, but also the event that's happening at your store.
Yes. So we have a whole lot going on, actually. So Warren has this fabulous event. It's an annual event called the Warren Walkabout. It's essentially an open house where every single business, merchant, restaurateur, everybody opens their doors and says, welcome, come see what we do. I want to meet the community. Yeah. We're thrilled to be part of it. So this weekend, in lieu of this big event, I wanted to have, not in lieu, but in addition to,
yeah, not your own, not aside from.
No. We will be having a book signing by a local author whose name is Taylor Wells. She is a successful entrepreneur. She is the founder of Prana Yoga. She is a mother of 5. She is really a superstar. And
very long bio.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to introduce her. So.
Oh, I know. There's a lot. There's a whole lot going on there. But her and I actually met through my store, and we just clicked. You know, she focuses on living a life of wellness and the law of attraction. And that's how we came together. You know, we both operate on that same high vibrational level, and we became
awesome.
You know,
awesome.
2 in 1. I love her.
So I've always been curious as to how you get these products approved. What's the process like to have a skincare line? Is it tough with the FDA, or are you just?
The FDA. Okay, so the FDA can be your friend, but also kind of a pesky older brother, so to speak. With cosmetics, it's very loose guidelines actually, which is alarming in the sense that, you know, so many things can be put in there and there's no accountability for it. But there are guidelines that we have to follow is proper labeling. So when you're looking at skincare products, especially indie brands, check and make sure on the back of that label it actually has like the nomenclature, the plant name, things of that nature, because
Good
it's
to
just so crazy out there. There's all these, they're trade secrets, which can be used to use words like general fragrance. Well, that could be some of the most hideous things you've ever thought
General,
of.
yeah, that sounds good.
You know what I mean? So, like, anyway, the only thing that we ever have an issue with is learning how to navigate the situation where the FDA says you can't make claims about, anything that has to do with, like, your health or, like, treating an illness. So, for muscle rubs and things like that.
Me.
Yeah.
Gotta get closer to me.
Oh, this one.
A little more intimate.
There we go. Come closer.
Yeah.
So, that's something tough because there are some really powerful natural plants out there that we do utilize, but we can't make certain medical claims.
That makes sense.
Yes.
So tell me, what is, if you could pick, favorite product from your own line, and then favorite product that you use outside of your line?
Oh.
Gotta know.
Okay, so a favorite product that is my own is going to be our Skin Food Daily Nourishment Cream. It really looks, the label on it reads kind of like a raw food bar. It's incredible. That has been a really big smash hit, and I have to say, my absolute favorite that I can't live without would be it's a Pharmacetic toner, and they're another fabulous brand out of Newport. Rhode Island, which I
Okay.
love.
Local.
Yeah, I keep it local.
Well,
Local
that's
is where my heart
awesome.
is. So.
Good. So we have a couple minutes, and before we close out, I think I saw on your site that you're actually going to be starting a raw makeup bar.
Our Raw Beauty Bar.
Raw Beauty Bar.
Yes.
What is that?
So, our Raw Beauty Bar has been under development. Raw Beauty, R-A-W, stands for Rustic and Wildcrafted. Isn't that tricky?
There we go.
So
little acronym.
Exactly. I love acronyms. So what we want to do is create a different daily menu of items that are available, made with local and sustainable, fresh and rustic and wildcrafted foods, plants, things like that, that you can take home and use immediately. There are no preservatives, they need to be refrigerated, and the menu is always subject to change. So it came to me really late one night and I said, why isn't there anything like this? There's a need for it. There's nothing like this in New England, so we're going to launch this year. However, we want to secure more contracts with local farms that we can work with.
Great.
So
That
we'll
sounds awesome.
go all out next year.
We'll have to have you on again when that happens.
Oh my God, I
So
can't
we'll
wait.
talk. We'll talk a lot
I'll
about
bring
that.
some goodies.
Oh, good. Yeah, don't forget next time.
No, I know.
Well, Natalie, thank you so much for
You're
coming
welcome.
on. And Natalie is actually a segue into our next guest. We did mention the book signing that's coming up this week with Taylor Wells. So we actually have her here in the studio to talk about her book, Create the Best Life Ever, and also about her crazy life with 5 kids.
Yes.
So we're really excited to talk to Taylor. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Taylor Wells on Live next. Okay, we're back with our third guest, Taylor Wells, who I don't actually really know how to describe. Entrepreneur, mother, serial entrepreneur, yoga instructor, everything. I don't know. Tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, as little as you can make it, because you have a big story. So let's hear a little bit about you, and then we'll get into your book.
First of all, thank you so much.
No
Chelsea.
problem. Thank you for being here. We're really excited to have you on.
So I'm really into gratitude and telling people thank you, and I'm grateful. I think that people spend a lot of time unknowingly complaining and saying negative things, and they don't realize that they're creating their next moment with their words, because they're so powerful. We are so powerful beyond what we know. So it's a very simple thing. You can start like immediately, just saying thank you. So thank you.
Thank you. That was a good way to start.
So yeah, I'm a mom of 5. I have Dakota and Montana are twin boys. They're 8. Phoenix is 11, a boy. Sage is 14, a girl, and Madison is 21, and she's a girl. She's actually at Brown University right around the corner.
Nice. That's your alma mater, correct?
It is, yes.
Okay.
It's my happy place. I love Brown. And I love Providence and Barrington. We moved to Barrington, Rhode Island a couple years ago from Newton, Massachusetts, where we had lived for about 30 years, and we had 5 yoga studios that we just recently actually sold to Yoga Works after 16 years. So we founded Prana Power Yoga. It's hot yoga with a spiritual bent to it. And we had 2 studios in New York City and 3 studios in the Boston area. And I personally practice Prana Power Yoga every single morning at 4 a.m.
Woof. I mean, it sounds nice to do hot yoga in this weather, but I don't know about 4 a.m. That is ambitious.
Well, I go to bed early.
Okay,
I like my 8
right.
hours of sleep, Chelsea.
Yeah,
I love
that's
my sleep.
fair enough.
I love my sleep. So, I mean, honestly, that's my alone time. When you have 5 kids, that's the me time that I have, is before my little chickens, as I call them, wake up. So, anyhow, the studios, we had a raw vegan restaurant. It was funny because Natalie was talking about her raw bar, her mega bar,
Yep.
and I was smiling at the synchronicity because we were raw vegan, which means we didn't cook our food, and it was all vegan for 7 years, and we opened a restaurant lifetimes ago in Newton, Massachusetts, and that the restaurant business is a tough business,
Yes.
and I'm really, really glad we did it. I learned a lot of lessons, and we sold that, and basically, I decided, I've been writing for a long time. I wrote for the Boston Herald for many years, and I wrote a blog called supermom.com that was not about being perfect, you moms out there. It was about doing your best each moment and beginning again and again. And that's very yogic. It's not ever about being perfect. No one is perfect. It's just about doing your best, breathing, and beginning again and again. So anyhow, I've been writing for years, and people would always stop me, and they'd be like, oh my God, how do you do it? You have all these kids, and you have these studios, and you always seem happy, and are you ever stressed? And they would always ask the exact same questions over and over again, and I would want to answer them and tell them what I did every day, these 3 practices that I do. And but I'd be like at Trader Joe's, or I'd be at a soccer game, or I'd be someplace, Chelsea, where I couldn't sit down and talk to them for 20 minutes. Because as you can see, I am a talker.
Yeah, she did her hair here today, so
yeah,
not a lot of time.
I was, and my eyeliner. So anyway, I decided to write the book. I was doing consulting, and I realized like that's not really fair because only people who could afford to pay for consulting and who lived in the state of Massachusetts could do it, and I wanted to put everything into an accessible book that's just a bunch of stories. I'm a storyteller. I love to talk. I love to tell stories. I love to listen to stories. People always tell me their stories. I'm actually trained as a clinical psychologist, and I did that because my whole life people have always told me the stories. So my book is simply 80 stories, real life stories, and they're all short, so you can, because nobody reads anymore. Like I texted a few friends yesterday, and I realized, okay, like no one even reads texts anymore. Like, everyone's just so busy, and so the book is short stories that teach you, hopefully with a little humor, how to create your best life ever using 3 principles, one of which is the law of attraction. Have you heard of the law of attraction?
I have, but I wouldn't be able to define it for you if you asked me, so.
So a lot of people have heard about the book called The Secret.
Yes.
Because Oprah really liked that, and that, I think most people have heard of that, and so that kind of made the law of attraction famous, but it's been around forever, and basically the simple definition is what I put out comes back to me. And the really cool thing about it, everybody, is that it's not like, oh my God, I'm screwed because I had this thought, or I did this thing, or I didn't do that well, or whatever. It's moment to moment. So this is one of my cards. By the way, I have a card deck which goes with the book. And the cards help you to reprogram your brain, because we all have negative thoughts sometimes. We're human.
Absolutely, yeah.
So this moment is as it should be, you know. And so if you're like freaking out about something and you're like, oh my God, and you're stressed or you're anxious, and you look at this card, hopefully it will calm you down a little bit.
Yeah.
Everything is unfolding as it should, and you can calm down and breathe, and again, you get to start again. It's very yogic. So I love to tell people about, you know, that basically you're pure potential, and you don't have to worry. Worry is actually a magnet. And people think it's their job to worry. I'm worried about this. I'm anxious about this. It's kind of like in style to say that you're so busy and you're so stressed and you're this and you're that. And actually, I'm going to teach you, and I teach you through my book and my deck, and I have 3 more decks coming out. Don't say those things. And just stop now, and don't feel bad about the past.
Absolutely, yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does, it does. And so that's something that we'll learn through the book and the cards, and also you're a speaker as well. So
I do, yeah, and I'm an inspirational speaker, and so I speak wherever, you know, people ask me to speak. And by the way, I was terrified of speaking. I could not even raise my hand in school, even in college at Brown. I was so nervous. In graduate school, couldn't raise my hand. So, you know, anything is possible. I really believe that, and it's just practice. And I still get butterflies. You know, I had butterflies before I came up here. But things like, you know, by letting go, it all gets done. I know that seems like so simple and simplistic. I do my best with breath. But when you actually take a look at the thoughts that are streaming through your brain, they can be pretty negative. And so this one says, my job is to relax, appreciate, and enjoy. And I think that when you start to do that, Chelsea, and you slow down and you say, whoa, I mean, I get a lot done in a day. So I'm not an idle person. I have a lot of momentum and a lot of energy, but I do take a moment to relax and appreciate and enjoy, and that changes the energy, and that changes everything, because energy is everything, right? It's physics.
And so I have to ask, I saw on your website that you actually were the ambassador to peace for the UN. What does that mean?
Yeah, so that was an interesting gig. They called me in.
For the United Nations, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The United Nations.
That's interesting.
And it's funny how I remember when that was, everybody, because when you have kids, you guys are going to laugh if you have kids. The way I remember stuff is, okay, Sage was a toddler, and we had to go to New York, and I had to get Sage covered so I could go to the UN. Like, that's my memory of being, you know, this brought into this amazing position. So basically, I taught yoga for them in various places.
Wow.
Over the years, and you know, when they want me and call upon me, I will do so. both at the United Nations and in other venues. And also a lot of, I do a lot of my healing work, Chelsea, remotely.
Okay.
And that's going to swing back to what I teach about with law of attraction because, for example, with politics, which I'm not going to talk about.
I won't ask.
No, I'm not going to talk about it. But with politics and world events, etc., people really like to get down and dirty and really it gets quite negative. And what I say to people is, if you can spend, a certain amount of time each day remotely visualizing and praying for peace and light to the world. I know that sounds really hokey, but it works. And on a personal level, if you're having a personal issue with someone and can't resolve it, and you're just angry or you're hurt or whatever, the very best thing you can do, you're not going to want to hear this, is send them light. And it's one of the hardest things you'll ever do because it's really easy to get angry and want revenge and want to do the opposite of sending light. And so that's also part of my work with the United Nations.
Oh, that's great. That's super interesting. When I read that, I knew I had to ask you about it because I had never heard of that position, and it's amazing. So we only have a couple minutes, but I want to talk about these products that you brought and also about the book signing before we sign up.
With Natalie, I'm so excited. So first of all, I'm a huge fan of Natalie. I mean, how can you not love her? We hit it off. Love that girl. Love the Peyton Company. It's kind of dangerous because I want to buy every single thing in that store. I love the door, love the whole thing. So come over because we're going to be having a blast, gabbing and hanging out all day. I'm sure at some point, Natalie, we will pop up in some sort of Prosecco. It'll be 5 o'clock somewhere. So, and we can balance it with
Perfect.
Juice Plus. So the walkabout's going to be awesome. I love Rhode Island. I love Barrington, as I said, where I live, in Warren. It's really such a special place. My friends in Barrington joke that I need to work for the state of Rhode Island because I am just talking about how positive it is all the time. But it really is such a wonderful small town feel.
I agree.
Being
I totally agree.
Boston and New York. Not that there's anything wrong with Boston and New York. Now, but I'm originally from the Midwest, and I realized that I'm actually a small Midwestern girl at heart, and I was kind of living in these huge cities. So one of the
things... Let's talk about Juice Plus really quick.
Plus, yeah. So I'm really into wellness, clearly, and I've been into wellness since I was 5, and my grandmother and I would sit and talk about vitamins. I, as I said, was raw vegan, and basically a friend told me about this product, and honestly I was super skeptical because people pitch me stuff all the time. I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. But they had a free children's health study where they get the research for their kids on the product, and I love free things. I love yard sales. I love free anything. So I was like, why not? Why not? So I, honest to goodness, expected nothing, and I certainly expected nothing for myself because, hello, I thought I was the healthiest person ever, and I was shocked that it's, first of all this is fruit and vegetables in capsules.
In a capsule.
Yeah, the gummies. I don't have the gummy packaging with me, but this is, fruit and vegetables in capsules or gummies. And so it's not a vitamin. A really important take-home point, you guys, is it's food. It's food. It has a nutrition label instead of a vitamin label.
Got it.
So I eat this every day, and I was surprised, I was shocked, one could say, that it changed the map of my already healthy family's health, and continues to do so. And I don't like to talk specifically about what changed for our family because everyone's different and needs different things.
Fair enough, yeah.
But it's the bomb. I eat it every day, and I literally called my friend, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. I want to tell everyone about it. So
there you are, telling everyone about it.
So I do, yeah. And so that's that.
Okay,
yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So Taylor, thank you so much for coming on, and we hope everybody goes out to the Peyton Company and to Warren this weekend for the really cool event that's happening on Saturday, right?
Sunday,
sorry, from 12 to 5.
To 5.
And it's all throughout Child Street in Warren.
Yeah.
But the Peyton Company is obviously having an awesome book signing with yourself. Go there, try out some products, meet Taylor. She's obviously a very interesting person, so we want everybody to go out and get their book signed and chat with her a little bit. So thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate you taking the time to come to the studio. We're very happy to have you here, so thanks so much.
Well, I do have to say, this lady and everyone here has incredibly positive energy, and
Yes,
I know
we do.
energy, so
That's true. We try.
you do.
We do. So thank you so much for coming on. Guys, stay tuned. Our final guests today are from the Steel Yard. We're here to talk about the Halloween iron pour, which is going to be pretty awesome. So stay tuned for that. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. Our last guests today are Chris Dalpy and Sally Turner from the Steel Yard.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, we're really excited to have you guys on. Thanks so much for coming. We appreciate it. I know you're super busy right now preparing for this weekend, but we appreciate you coming out and taking some time to talk to our viewers. So for anyone that doesn't know, give us a little overview of what the Steel Yard is.
Absolutely. So we're an industrial arts center right in Providence. We teach welding, blacksmithing, jewelry, and ceramics, as well as foundry arts. So what we like to call is the fire arts.
Okay.
We're also a 501c3 nonprofit, and we have a job training program in welding as well. And we also have summer camps for youth, ages 15 to 18, and a scholarship program.
Awesome.
But we're all over the place because we do a ton of other stuff too, including public art installations and public amenities. So if you're in Providence and you see like a bike rack or a trash can,
Yes.
way cooler than you think it should be, we probably
An out-of-place trash can or bike rack, of course. Yeah.
There's one right across the street.
Yeah, give us an example. Is there anything that you think anybody would recognize if around the area?
Well, there are some benches. I think Rogues Island is right across the way
Ah,
there.
yes, there is.
That we did in the public access.
Okay.
So the work that we do is public art.
Okay.
So we don't necessarily do work for private enterprise, but we work with cities, towns, other nonprofits, so that we manufacture these public amenities that are both functional and artistic. And it's also a way for us to build an arts economy.
Yeah.
So we pay these artists to design and manufacture
Awesome.
these pieces.
And so the nonprofit, I know, like you're all nonprofit, I suppose, like the nonprofit arm, but you're the entire nonprofit. What does that support? What is the fundraising you do? What does it go back to?
Well, the fundraising that we do goes back to actually running the operation.
Got it.
So we work in a studio space that was built in 1905. It was originally Builder's Iron Foundry, which actually goes back to the 1800s. And then Providence Steel and Iron came on the scene at about 1905. So we continue to work in that particular studio.
Awesome.
So as you can well imagine, it's cold
It's
and winter,
old.
and it's cold, and it's beautiful, but it rains inside.
Yes.
The floors are very uneven, so it's rustic is being really kind.
Yeah.
So actually we close in the winter. So our artists, our residents, our manufacturing even sort of slows down quite a bit. But this is going to be the first last winter. I'm sorry, the first.
Yeah.
The first
This
last
will
winter.
be the first last winter that we are closed.
Yeah, due to the expansion. We definitely want to talk about
We
that.
are going
Absolutely.
into-
It's
yeah,
very
we are
exciting.
going into an expansion.
So over the past year, we've been fundraising and gathering support for what we've been calling the Super Studio. So this
I like the name.
Yeah, right? So this historic building Sally was just talking about, we're going to be restoring and expanding, keeping all of its historic charm, of course,
Great.
and keeping doing the same work we're doing. But we're talking new floors, heating, electric,
Wow.
and expanding space so that we can have community events indoors.
And not just heat from the welding studio, like actual heat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Which
A
is,
heating system.
which is huge. This is going to be able to expand so many programs,
Exactly,
like we just
yeah.
got discussed. We're saying more courses. We can teach more courses throughout the year. We can hold more longer residency program for local artists who
Yep.
are working in the field. And then we can keep as much of that energy going throughout the year without that kind of interruption we face every winter.
Great. So talk a little bit more about the Steelyard's relationship with the community. What do you guys, I know besides the pieces that you're putting out, the benches and all that stuff, what's your relationship with the surrounding community?
I like to say it's less of a relationship. We are the community. The
I like that.
Steelyard is a community hub. So what we do is, just to give you an idea, there's only 10 staff members. But what the Steelyard is a space, and it's shared by community members, local artists who work in the field,
Great.
as a way for them to make work. We provide the tools in the space for artists to utilize and then branch out.
Okay. And is there living space in the Steelyard or
There is
attached to the
not.
Steelyard?
Yeah, we do not do
Oh, okay.
residential.
No,
Okay.
there isn't. But there's also a piece that really is about community that Chris didn't touch upon, which is actually a lot of his work. And that is, we are also a space for community events.
Yes.
So we have a small, Chris, we have a small campus, and people can use it as a venue.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of relationships, because that's really what we're all about. We're not sort of the one-off, come get married, type
But
of
you
place.
can get married.
Totally.
Yeah.
I meant just this
You
past
can.
season we held 2 fantastic
Awesome.
unique weddings.
That's
Wonderful
great.
weddings, but really we're really more about community space. So we work with other nonprofit organizations, and we work with other arts organizations to really enable them to have large community gatherings, because we can host up to 1,500 people at our site. And we'll be talking about that in just a couple of seconds, I'm sure,
Yeah.
because we'll be hosting 1,500 to 1,600 people this Saturday
Your
at
seating
our-
capacity.
at
Yeah.
our-
Oh yeah. No, we can,
Oh, no
we can
seating.
totally hit
Yeah.
60 Dutcher. We work very closely with the
Fire department.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
closely with them. They'll be
Oh,
there
yes.
too. They know what we're doing.
Okay, so yeah, let's talk about the Halloween iron pour. This is the 13th.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
Lucky number 13.
I know. If only it was a Friday the 13th.
But it's perfectly appropriate for the season. We are hosting
Yeah.
the 13th annual Halloween iron pour. The
Okay.
most common question I get is,
What
what's
is an iron pour?
But
Yeah.
it's this Saturday, which is October 20th.
Yes.
Yes.
From 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. and tickets are still available, but they're going fast. So if you go to ironpour2018.eventbrite.com right
Okay.
now and purchase tickets, they're $15.
Okay. And it's all ages, if I'm
All
not,
ages.
so you can bring family.
Yep, all ages.
And so, tell us a little bit, without giving it away,
Yep.
what people are expecting. If they haven't been, I'm sure a lot of people go every year, I
Yeah.
know. So if you haven't been,
Absolutely.
what is it?
So as I mentioned earlier, we have a foundry department, and
Yep.
we work with all fire throughout the year. But what we like to say is, all year we work with fire. This is the one time of year we play with it.
Ah,
So we are.
that's fun.
We've been teaming up with about 30 volunteers for the past 3 months to build larger than life metal sculptures of dinosaurs in different.
Oh yes, because this
Different
is themed, the
Yes.
Lost
The Lost
Last
Yard.
Yard.
Yeah.
So we're doing mass extinction. So what
Got
we do
it.
with these sculptures is we activate them with molten iron that is generated from our furnace. So
Wow.
basically, we're lighting everything on fire.
Yeah, you're melting some dinosaurs.
We're lighting everything on fire. There's going to be some small explosions. There's a lot of sparks. You know, our furnace will melt about
25.
2,500
Wow.
pounds of iron.
Pyromaniacs,
I love
rejoice.
that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are. Yes.
Our
yeah,
associate
but in a
director
safe-
looks forward to this.
In a
interview.
safe way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
Exactly.
my. Well, it sounds exciting.
In addition to witnessing the spectacular, we'll also have the Firefly Caravan, who are fire dancers down from Boston, doing a performance.
Very appropriate.
Yep. We'll have beer, powered by
Gotta have beer.
our super awesome friends and sponsors at Revival Brewing.
Awesome.
And then we got food by Weenie Wizard, Roadie Roots, as well as Boru Barbecue. So
Okay, and
we
I'm
have
sure
a lot.
music.
Oh, absolutely.
Gotta have
So
music.
if you guys have ever heard of DJ Uncle Thirsty, he'll be spinning records for us. And
I haven't, but I want to.
He's so cool. He's,
Yes.
Uncle Thirsty. I
Uncle
like
Thirsty.
it.
he's a nerd.
Bring him a drink.
Yeah.
He's thirsty.
And then a really, really special performance by Morgan Eve and crew, who are from the Huntress and the Holder of Hands, which are some
Awesome.
pretty rad folks. In
Great.
the
So
scene.
performances, food, lighting stuff on fire.
Bring
Sounds
your
really
kids.
cool. Bring your kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
And dress warmly. Dress for the weather.
Yep.
Oh yes,
Okay,
I
yeah.
know. Oh,
Here
it's
I am. I
getting.
sound like a mother, but
Yeah.
honestly.
It's okay. Layer up.
Layer up.
There it is.
Yep.
There's our-
This is an
that our
outdoor,
dinosaur? Yeah. Melting
outdoor
dinosaur.
venue.
Totally.
Yes.
Yeah.
For the last year though, there'll be an indoor.
No, this will always
We're
be
not
outside.
bringing the iron pour inside.
Oh.
This event will always be
Oh,
an
no,
outdoor
no,
event.
no. We'll burn that new building down.
Oh
No,
yeah.
This
Maybe
will
take.
always be outside.
Okay.
So dress appropriately for the weather. There is no, there are no indoor facilities.
Okay.
And make
Everything's outside.
sure everything is outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
BT Dubs, I am going to check the comment section on this after we get done, because I want nice comments.
Okay. Yeah. There we go. There will be nice comments.
Sweet comments.
It's gonna be a fun event. You guys have a lot of supporters. I'm sure the comments are gonna be great.
Cool.
So before we close out, I just want to ask, what is after the Halloween pour? What's next? I mean, I know this is the last winter that you're closed for classes, etc.
That's correct.
But is there anything that you guys are kind of ramping up for in the spring?
Yeah, let me tell you a little bit about our winter season, because after the Halloween iron pour, we have another site rental. We have the event where we're teaming up with Boston Decompression.
Okay.
They are a Boston Burner Society holding an event on November 3rd. And then we have a big event called the Valley Arts District Open Studios. So all of our residents will be selling artwork on
Oh, that's
November
awesome.
10th from
Okay.
1 to 6 p.m. All of this is available on the Steelyards Facebook page in the events section.
Perfect.
So we have a really awesome winter season, but then we're going to be in construction for close to 8 months. So
And not open through that period.
No, the studios won't be open because, of course, we'll be doing the restoration and the renovation. But what we're planning to do is to make sure that we are still out in the community.
Yeah.
So look for us to be at various demonstrations, at festivals and fairs. For instance, recently we were in Bristol for State Street. We've been doing a lot of work in Bristol with our public projects department. And so we went and we did a blacksmithing demo. So we will continue to be out there making sure that people are aware of the traditional fire arts that we offer,
Great.
And sharing that with people sort of outside of our campus for a little while.
Awesome.
And if anyone wants to learn a little bit more about the Super Studio, the schedule, as well as like a detailed plan for construction, I encourage everyone to go to sysuperstudio.org.
Okay.
That has the full list of everything that's happening, plus, only because I'm going to shamelessly plug this right now, you can totally donate to the project because we still need money for it.
Donate money. There you go. That's a shameless plug.
Yeah.
You did your best.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thank
We
you, Chelsea.
appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
I asked them very last minute, so thank you for accommodating us. We hope you guys
Obviously.
all turn out, watch them burn some dinosaurs this weekend. I mean, nothing's cooler than that. I'm sure there's
Yeah, come on
nothing
down.
cooler is going on than that. So
No, there
I mean,
isn't.
go watch that, please.
Awesome.
So thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. Chris and
you.
Sally from the Steel Yard, and congrats on the expansion. It's going to be really awesome.
Thank you so much.
And thank you guys for tuning in for another segment of What's Cool in Rhode Island. We'll be back next Thursday at 4 p.m. with more. I'm Chelsea Gay, and I'll see you next week. Thanks a lot.